The reason you are not living the life that you've always dreamed of is because you're just too scared to start. No, actually, you're just too scared to be a hot mess. Now, look, I get it. We don't want to look silly. We don't want to sound unprepared or feel like we're fumbling and bumbling through things. But here is the truth. We all start out as a hot, stinking mess. That is only the entry fee that you have to pay to play the game that you're in. Now, this podcast, guess what? It's going to be a little messy too, but it's real and it's starting. And that's the thing that truly matters. Welcome to the Emanuel DrEG3 Podcast, a space for bold beginnings, meaningful conversations, and hopefully real growth, even though it may be a little rough around the edges. Now, since this is our first episode, I guess it's only fair to tell you who I am and maybe just a little bit about myself. Well, I'm Emanuel George, but around here, most people call me Dr. EG3. I'm a high performance coach, teacher, speaker, and author of the book No Fear in Asking. For years, I've worked with high performers, young professionals, health professionals, and people just navigating big transitions. My goal is to help them to tap into their potential, step boldly into their purpose, and create lives of meaningful impact. But here's the truth. I'm on a journey too. This podcast just isn't some project that I'm working on. It's something that has been on my heart for a while because I want to create a space where we can explore topics such as growth, clarity, and how to take bold steps, even when things feel messy. And that's why I'm here, to walk you through the mess and show you what's possible just when you decide to start, even when you don't feel ready. And how about this? That's when you should act the most, when you don't feel ready. Now, you want to know a perfect example of a hot mess beginning? You want to know what it is? This right here, the fact that I'm on this microphone, this podcast. Think of it. I have no intro music. I haven't done any fancy editing. I don't know exactly how any of this really works. I just knew I had it to start. Now, I'm trying to figure this out along the way. I'm going to be a hot mess with you in real time. Every episode with every mistake, every tweak that I have to make. This isn't polished. It isn't practiced. This isn't even perfect. But you know what it is? It's progress. And I want you to see that. I want you to feel that because if I waited until I had it all together, guess what? I probably would have never released this thing, right? I would still be sitting here doing my research, trying to figure things out. So I know this podcast will be maybe a little messy. It is going to be probably a little experimental, but full of meaning, full of value, and full of heart. Now, this is the space where, for people who want to dream, this is a space for the doers, the professionals in transition, the ones who are just trying to figure out who they're trying to become. And that's how to get there without losing themselves. So some of the things over however long this is going to take that we're going to talk about is how to find clarity. How to define your purpose. What does it look like through transition? How do we continue to move forward in growth? How do we have faith, not just within humanity, but also within ourselves to reach that next level? How can high performance become the norm without the sacrifice of everything that you love? And then lastly, hopefully my goal is so that you can know that you are seen, you're loved, and ultimately you're powerful. Now, each episode will be short, honest, and real, like sitting down with a friend who sees the best in you and who isn't afraid to challenge you, because that's going to be my job, to push you. So I'm sitting here right now in this dark room with a microphone and just making this up as I go. But my job is to push you a little bit further. So the takeaway that I have for you is we're all a hot mess when we start. Starting is messy, but guess what? It's better than not starting at all. Because in that movement, in that momentum, that's where clarity starts to come through. Confidence comes through you actually turning the camera on, opening the book, practicing, and showing up. Breakthrough comes through that beginning. Because no matter how much research you do, no matter how much Google search you do, you're not going to be ready for ultimately what's to come. Because guess what? Once you move forward, you find new things to be prepared for, new learnings, new experiences. So if you've been waiting until it's perfect, I'm going to push you. Stop waiting. Start where you are. Start with what you have. And how about this? Let's start with who you are as well. But the goal is to start in all of your glorious, amazing, hot mess energy, right? So hopefully every time we connect, I will provide a challenge for you. A challenge of the week. Hey, let's just make it up. Let's call it that for right now, right? Challenge of the week. Now, what I want you to think of this. One question for you. What is one thing that you've been putting off because you believe it's going to be messy? That you're nervous, you're scared. And how about this? The messiness really isn't what your challenge is. Your challenge is letting people see you be messy. So that's the question. What is the thing that you've been putting off because you don't want people to see that your beginning might be messy? Hmm. Wow. That's a good one. And guess what? Although you can't respond to me, you responded to yourself because it was something that came to mind. So, whatever just came to your mind, that is it. That is the sign. That is the thing that you have to do. Do it. Do it this week, not next week, not someday, this week. Take one step, one bold step, and watch. Just step back and watch what happens. Because when you step forward, you get new perspective, you get new experiences, you get new learnings. And guess what will happen? It also gives you confidence to make the next step. And all of the things that I could kind of guarantee, I don't like to put a lot of guarantees on it, but I'll put it here is that guess what? When you make that step forward, the thing that you were most scared of, most fearful of, the thing that was holding you back from actually starting, you're going to notice it's not as scary as you thought it was. Now, we kind of close out this episode. Like I told you, we're going to be brief. But if this resonated with you, I just have one favor for you to ask. Somewhere on this page, I want to ask you to subscribe to the show to give me some feedback on how this is going and how we're doing. If it resonated with you, I want you to maybe share it with someone who you think may need to hear this. And if you look, if the spirit moves you, I got a lot of resources available on my website, emmanuelgeorge.com, where you can find my free clarity workbook. You can check that workbook out, or you can buy the book, No Fear in Asking, and it's all available for you on emmanuelgeorge.com. But like I said, guys, this is just the beginning. It might be a hot mess. It probably is going to be a hot mess. Like I said, no music, no fancy editing, but it's also going to be the beginning of prayerfully and hopefully something powerful. So let's go, guys. Let's make it happen. And as always, love you much.